Welcome, Matt Rosen. Hey, Matt, how you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Matt, we appreciate the time. And, here in Memphis, of course, when the news broke that Elon Musk was going to be building the, what is this called, guys? The gigabyte compute, or the
gigabyte of compute.
The gigabyte of compute, the world's largest supercomputer. We're going to be built in Memphis, and it's actually almost done. They're going to fire that bad boy up on August 15th, so he says. But as AI marches forward, and technology in that realm marches forward, what does that mean for creative types?
Yeah, so it's going to mean a lot of different things. AI is kind of slowly getting infused in every part of our life, and the models, it really caught everyone's attention in November of 22 when ChatGPT got released. And it's just been a race. You've got lots of different companies out there creating models. There's lots about it in the news. You had the head of OpenAI, Mira, make that comment that some creative jobs shouldn't have existed. I felt like that was pretty insensitive, because they are creating some really neat things. But you know what? The AI doesn't just create anything on its own. It needs human input. I mean, what AI is good at is automating tasks, looking at lots of data and creating insights that would take humans longer. And it is good at creating a starting point. But what's going to happen, I think, to the creative careers is going to be like what happened when, we went from darkroom photography to digital cameras. Good creatives are going to adapt and learn to use the technology to do their job better and be, more creative and be able to create more things more quickly than ever before.
That's a great point, Matt, because it's not as if the world ends. We're always, as humans, learning new things, and AI is always going to need that input because they can't experience that themselves.
No, data is a differentiator. What you feed into it is really what makes you different. And at our organization, we're consulting with companies of all sizes, trying to help them understand, what does AI mean to them? What does it mean for their business? How do they trial it and proof it out to see how it's going to help them? And then how do they bring it into their production systems? But I've got clients across the country, and people are kind of tiptoeing into this very slowly, where you see it's the consumer that's really driving it. There's some studies saying like half to 2/3 of Americans are using AI models at work that probably aren't authorized by their IT department, but they're using it. They're generating content. They're using it. And so I've got this saying that, AI is not coming for your job, but someone using AI is probably coming for your job.
Matt, how long? This is interesting because when AI became, top of the conversation with a lot of people in all industries, you had other industries that say, "Oh, we've been using AI for years." I mean, specifically the medical field. Just from the terms of where it's come from and how it's come along, how far ahead or how far behind are the rest of us in using AI from, say, legal field and the medical field and architectural fields that have been using it for a long time, at least in from what we're considering a long time, years, I guess.
It's a great question. I mean, people have been writing theories about AI since the 1950s, and more, concepts have evolved since the 80s and the 90s. The problem you were limited by was computing power, and that's still going to pose a problem in the future because AI sucks up a lot of power. And so you get these huge cloud computing providers like Microsoft and Amazon that have given us this huge amounts of compute power that have made a lot of these theories that have evolved over 70, 80 years a reality. So like the concepts aren't new. There's compute power and the understanding how to use them is. And so what you saw years ago in medical is they used a type of AI called machine learning, where that's where you train a machine by feeding it lots of data. But what you've seen come up with the large language models is really a neural network where the AI kind of learns as you feed it data, and so it's a more advanced model. And so, medical research has been one of the leaders. If you ever get a fraud alert on your phone, that's an example of AI that's been used for years. But what's happening is the models are getting faster. They're easier to get access to, and so more and more companies are taking advantage of them. But there's lots of fields out there. Everything from call it construction to manufacturing to distribution to a lot of retail. We're just starting to scratch the surface. You just saw McDonald's recently shut down their AI program, and part of the problem was they developed the entire ordering system based on AI that started in 2019. Well, things have changed really fast in 5 years, and they're scrapping it and starting again. So that's one of the challenges we're seeing is these models change so quickly. By the time you build something, it's almost obsolete. And so you have a lot of people kind of waiting, saying, well, where do I even start and when do I start?
Yeah. I mean, hell, it was what, 65, 66 when we heard the words, "I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that." Remember HAL 9000?
Yep, 2001, great movie.
All right.
And then it was the Terminator after that.
Yep.
Skynet's going to take over the world. Yeah, we're not there yet.
I came across this story yesterday, and now would be actually a kind of a funny time to bring it up, I would assume. But Sam Altman, for those who don't know, he's the OpenAI chief. He's being sued because he sold his $40 million estate with a Batcave garage-style entry in San Francisco, knowing that the thing is a lemon. It looks great on the outside, but apparently on the inside and all the systems on the inside of this guy's place is there's all kinds of problems with the water system, with everything. And the people that bought it, they say there's so many mechanical issues. It's about a $4 million repair on this house. So the lead guy at OpenAI, apparently the house that he had built was not very smart.
No, he's got a number of people aggravated with him. I don't know if you saw the article where he wanted to use Scarlett Johansson's voice, and she told him no, but he created a voice for OpenAI that looked very similar anyway, and she sued him as well. So Sam's the topic of much conversation. Very, very bright guy, has created a very interesting firm, but I wouldn't say he's the most well-liked guy in the technology space these days, and definitely not by those folks he sold his house to.
Yeah. All right, Matt Rosen, tech consultant. We appreciate the time in Memphis, shedding a little light on OpenAI. We'll talk to you again when Elon fires up the big one here in Memphis.
I look forward to it. Thanks for having me on the show this morning.
All right, thank you.